Welcome to Math Plus, where math makes sense. Fraction word problems with adding or subtracting. To do these problems, let's recall the steps to adding or subtracting fractions. 1, write down the fractions with the like denominators. 2, add or subtract the numerators and keep the denominators the same. Those are the 2 steps we've learned so far for adding and subtracting like and unlike denominators. Before we jump into story problems, I want to show you this list of words called cracking the math code. The hardest part to a story problem or a word problem is knowing which operation to use. And today we're looking at adding or subtracting. So these are the words that are clues that you're going to add, and these are words that are clues that you're going to subtract. Just think about if you're putting something together, you're probably going to add. If you're taking it apart or taking it away, you're going to subtract. Here's our first word problem. Jamie walked 2/3 of a mile on Monday and 5/6 of a mile on Tuesday. How much total distance did Jamie walk on both days? We see right away that we have total distance. That should be a clue that you're going to add. If we look back here, you can see together, total, or the sum, or all together. Those all mean that you're going to add. Now, if you're still struggling, one thing you can do is make it an easier problem and using whole numbers. For example, if I said, instead of 2/3, if I said Jamie walked 5 miles on Monday and 3 miles on Tuesday, how many did she walk altogether? You would easily know that it's 5 plus 3 is 8. So sometimes making it a problem with using whole numbers, we understand it a little bit better. Okay, so let's go back and actually solve the original problem. We have 2/3 of a mile on Monday and 5/6 of a mile on Tuesday. So we know that we're going to add. We've already figured that out. So we have 2/3 plus 5/6. Now we have to apply what we've learned. We have to have like denominators to add, and we do not have like denominators. So we use multiples to find the least common multiple to create an equal fraction with like denominators. So I'm going to start out by writing the multiples of 3, 6, 9, 12. You can just go a few and then do the other one. 6, 12, 18, 24. And if you watch my previous videos, you can use a multiplication chart or multiple strips to be able to look at and find this very quickly. Now, if I review this and look for common multiples, I notice that 6 is a common multiple. That tells me that I need to change 2/3 by finding an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 6, and I don't have to change this. So if I'm going to change 2/3, remember how I do that. I'm going to go over here to the other side and say 2/3. I'm going to multiply that by a fraction that equals 1 to give me an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 6. To do that, I know that 3 times 2 is 6, so I have to multiply the numerator by 2. 2 times 2 gives me 4. Now I can rewrite this problem, and I can change out 2/3 for 4/6. So my new problem is 4/6 plus 5/6. And when I add those together, remember you add the numerators. 4 plus 5 is 9, and the denominator stays the same. Now this gives us an improper fraction, meaning the top number, the numerator, is larger than the denominator. And to solve that, we're going to turn it into a mixed number. And we can do that by dividing 6 into 9. 6 goes into 9 one time, and when I subtract, I get 3, and I put that 3 over the divisor to make my fraction. So I know that this equals 1 and 3/6. You probably can do that in your head. Let's take a look at that, because you need to get practice of doing this. If I have 9/6, it's easy for me to see that 6 only goes into 9 one time, and there's 3 left over, so I have 3/6. I'm going to show you one more example. Lisa jogged 7/8 of a mile in the morning In the evening, she jogged another half mile. How much farther did she jog in the morning compared to the evening? Now, when we're looking at a story problem that says how much farther or compared, that means you're going to subtract. Those are those words that are clues that you're going to subtract. And again, if you make it an easier problem, it's easy to see. Let's say she jogged 8 miles in the morning and 2 miles in the evening. How much farther did she jog in the morning? Was easy to see. You would subtract and get 6. So let's go back now and solve the actual problem. It is a subtraction problem. 7/8 minus 1/2. And again, we know to subtract, we have to have like denominator. So I'm going to write the multiples of 2. And in writing them, I see right away that 8 is a multiple. I already have 8 as a denominator for this fraction. So all I have to do is find an equivalent fraction for 1/2 that will give me a denominator of 8. 2 times 4 is 8. So I multiply the numerator by 4. 1 times 4 is 4. So it is 4/8. I am going to rewrite the problem now as 7/8 minus 4/8 because 4/8 is equivalent to 1/2. 7 minus 4 is 3 and the denominator stays the same. So my answer is 3/8 and we do not have to change that because it is not an improper fraction.